Today I got beets for, I don't know, 250 for 10 pounds. So I decided to make pickled beets because I happen to really like beets. So what I'm going to do first thing is I'm going to make the brine and put that to boil. So cup and a half of white vinegar, cup and a half of water, third of a cup of sugar, tablespoon of salt, just ordinary salt. Like, the reason I use this recipe is because it's not calling for pickling spices, pickling salt, a teaspoon of peppercorns, and mustard seed, a teaspoon. So put that to boil. Take it off once everything, like all the sugar is melted, but we'll put that to boil. Now I washed my jars and my lids, and then I put the jars in a preheated oven at 275 to sterilize them. So I've been keeping them in there and I'm just taking them out as needed. So now with the beets, I boiled them probably an hour to get them soft. Once they cool, you can run the water or just do it as is. But what you do is, as you move them around, you can get the peel off just with your hands. And if it doesn't quite work out that way, by all means use a knife to finish it off. That's what I did. Both ends I just used a knife. But I've got beets already sliced up here, so you didn't have to see that whole process. I'm sure you know how to slice. You want them fairly thin. Fill the jar up. And once you do all that, like I've done this beforehand, but normally once you're peeling the beets and slicing them, by the time they're all sliced and ready, your brine will be boiling. So next step, take your brine. Oh, hello. Take your brine. Maybe I'm going to give it a little stir just to get the mustard and the peppercorns swirling around. Fill your jar up. This, like if you do about 8 beets in this brine recipe, it is enough to do 1 big jar. Now, the lids, I've been boiling, I had them in boiling water, and then I turned the water off and I just left them sitting in hot water. So take a lid, then a ring. Just do it fingertip tight. Once it cools, usually you can hear it seal. It'll give a little pop. And then you can either do it tighter then and just leave them, or you can take these rings off if you need to use them for something else. Because if they seal properly, you don't need them holding your jar shut. That's what this is for. But anyhow, that's it for doing beets. Now, this will keep in the fridge for about 6 weeks, like a jar of beets, so you don't have to do the water bath. But if you decide that, well, I want to do more than, 1 jar, I want to do a few jars, so I have 4 jars done. So what I am going to do, my next step, is I'm going to, using a large pot, like for example, this stock pot here. So using this pot, I will bring water to boil. And what you want, your pot needs to be high enough so that when you put in a jar, you can cover it like you want the water just over top of the jar like that. And then you can process it for about 10 minutes or so. And that way you can keep them for up to 6 months. But I will do that once I get everything done. But that's how you do it. So this one jar here I could keep in the fridge. And after about a week, they should be pickled. And then you could eat it. That's it.